just in case EG were to pick that hero, then they're like, whatever they pick except this, we're fine for the strategy we want to run.
I don't know.
And I wonder what it is.
Like with EG, I'd like to see a little bit more control from them.
Sniper ban.
Well, that would have been a nice range damager. They have a lot of like distance closers though on EG, but maybe they just don't like the lane matchup.
It's kind of tough to get on top of. The only thing they really had against Sniper was Sanking
Yeah,
Infest.
once he has blink.
Sanking Infest. I still think they want to play the... I don't know. You might want to play Lesh. The reason I don't like Lesh support that much is that I think if you don't get items or many items this game on Lesh, it's hard to play fights. Like you're playing into Stampede and Tusk. They're really fast. They have a lot of movement, a lot of burst damage.
It just feels like you need a controller like a Rubik. Like that would make more sense to me. Someone that can actually set up for the stuns, able to get some really good steals against VG Gaming.
Yeah, Rubik's fine.
And it's an ES.
That's another guy that'll do the job.
Yep.
And now that the Leshrac is core, it's a different story because now it can buy BKB, it can buy Ewels to get rid of Fatal Bonds, and it can kind of counterplay this snowball engagement.
And VG, EG, sorry, have a way to actually properly kite out this event now, thanks to the Earth Spirit. Like Magnetize will cause them a lot of problems as well. Way to get into the back lines against whoever does come in, but probably you look for that Warlock, another delivery system, so it's either SK or the ES that the Lifestealer can jump inside of.
And now you want to counterpick the mid, so against this Leshrac, you could go... Do they play Brood? It would force the Sand King to go mid if the matchup is as bad for Lesh as I think it is, which I'm pretty confident about. Then Sand King has to go mid, and they will end up playing Somail on a side lane Lesh together with Earth Spirit, and that side lane Lesh would be really exposed. I actually think Brood has its merits here. There's only one dangerous stun too in the Sand King, and when you're running around in webs, it's really hard for Earth Spirit to hit spells. So I kind of think that would be a cool pick.
Can they
Ori
push?
Does play it, I think.
Can they push hard enough though? Like I feel like the counter push from VG Gaming is still begging a little bit.
I think it's fine.
Well, it's going to be Deucer instead. So counter push, sustain.
That's as disgusting as Brood or whatever, man. It's the same hero. Oh, look at Fly. He doesn't have a face.
Wait, what? He's just a gorilla
Chen is
now.
actually hidden behind this. That's how big the gorilla is. Okay, so Medusa has been a staple for VG Gaming for a long time. They love playing this hero. Their lineup is pretty greedy, though. It's Medusa and Sven. There's a lot of jungling going on in this game for them. Fortunately, of course, Tusk and Centaur don't need to take up that much space. They can make moves with relatively small means.
Yeah, but the downside is you can try and invade this. Crit is able to be very maneuverable on the ES, so having a free jungle is a lot harder.
It is. The challenge VG are facing in this game is defending the towers. If they can hold towers long enough, I'm pretty convinced they're eventually going to win this game. Especially Medusa is really good against Lifestealer. So as the game goes later, Sven's potential problem against Lifestealer that we talked about will be way less severe because if they're fighting in the same area as Medusa, Lifestealer has to phase away from the Stone Gaze, and that will give Sven that like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds he needs to get the first key kill in the fight. So we'll see. Like Vichi's lineup, I said we'll see again. Vichi's lineup is really, it's extremely team fight heavy, but it's also, and it has mobility in the Tusk and the Centaur. It's very... Out of all the games we've cast today, I think the first 10 minutes are most important in this one. I know we had the Liquid game where they just stomped in the lane stage, but it wasn't expected.
Yeah.
But even like just a medium lead for EG can transform into something big in this game. Taking tier 1s, taking access of the enemy ancient area is the key to this game. And you kind of see Vichi's mentality against this team, right? In the last game, they first faced a Magnus. This game, they go Sven and Medusa. They're like, EG, you guys play slow. We're going to farm.
Yeah.
And we make sure we still can fight you, but we're not going to try to end the game in 25 minutes. And last game, I think Vici were largely in a good position in that game. They had a couple of mistakes, and they got maybe surprised by how ridiculous this Willow Morphling combo was. But in this game, again, they're definitely certain that they can play the late game.
How does the late game actually work for EG? Like, how does the late game Chen currently function? That's the main thing I'm looking at. I think I understand everyone else, but how does this Chen work? It was one of the most feared heroes coming into the tournament.
He generally, late game, he contributes a couple of things. He contributes the heal increase aura is you know, something that stays throughout the entire game, which is really powerful later in the game too, when people have satanics or just regular lifesteal or, you know, whatever region they have in fights. And he provides a huge heal on level 18. 600 heal for everybody in the team, which is amplified by 20%. Nice Warren.
The Observer Ward sees out TZ.
And then he generally buys auras, right? He buys like Greaves, or maybe he buys a Hex if he gets really farmed, so he has utility for his teammates.
And if EG are a little bit more patient, maybe they could have a crack at this. Arteezy's still just sitting underneath that Dire Observer Ward. Ori wants to go for this. He's so close to him. And now Yang, they're using Yang as bait. They're trying to actually lure him out, and this will allow VG Game to come through the rear. They'll get a double stun and the double Mystic Snake. So much damage. Even the bonds connect them up from DY. That came very, very late, however. And now is VG Gaming on the run. Fade is low. Crit's going to stick with him. Samael, another stun is now available for them. Who does he want? No one really. The Fog of War, the horn is going off. VG Gaming will end up getting 3 of the bounty runes. But what the hell was that?
I think that's the first blood if Tusk is in a better position. He's skilled tag team, but he was far behind. So when the Sven stun connected, they didn't have the tag team in range, and they need that slow. So, well, I tried. Well, there you go.
And DY has to skill Fatal Bonds at level 1. But that came after all the initial damage was done. He couldn't get close enough.
That's okay, though. Fatal Bonds is actually a pretty good spell level 1. A lot of the times you skill it on Warlock to push the lane. Let's see if that's what if that is what they want to go for here. Almost stunning Paparazzi, but changed his mind. And
he doesn't have a lot of mana to work with. Indeed, actually, I don't know if he burned the Mango during that fight. But now you got 3 players from EG on the bottom lane. Divine Favor, the way to start the lane from Fly. That gives our mid lane of Samael. He's got to get the right timing on the Happy Tree to go against Ori. And then S4 gets a one-on-one lane against Yang. Oh, bottom lane, my god. Well, there's your first blood. Tuskar was meant to ensure it for VG Gaming, and now he'll actually be it. With Arteezy going down. Be the first blood. Get the first blood. Words, please. Put together correctly.
This top lane is interesting too, because it's one of those one-on-one matchups where both heroes are actually happy, in a way. They both want to have a good laning stage and get farm, and both heroes do that in this matchup. They don't really counter each other. One hero is going to be maybe like what S4 is doing right now. He can pull it down to this camp, and then Yang can pull it down to the other camp, and they both just farm. It's maybe favors tanking a little bit because I think he's the faster farmer, especially if you skill like this. He can farm up this camp quickly and then go contest Yang and get more experience than Yang does, because now he can go and take half of the experience of the neutral camp. But for now he wants to pull the other wave down, it looks like, and then connect that one with what Yang is doing to get the experience. As we, that's not important, so it's irrelevant.
It's just a kill.
We're watching pulling here, okay? Alright, he pulled the next wave into small camp.
On the bright side, you don't have to actually burn the TP to get out here, because Fly is just able to just drag Crit back out to the lane. So that's one upside. There's a little bit more efficiency. Even though it is still 2 kills going the way of VG Gaming in this aggressive tri-lane.
Yep. VG are experts at playing Sven tri-lanes. I think it's my favorite team to watch play with Sven overall.
It does feel a little odd though, because like obviously Sven, like the CS-wise, both Arteezy as well as Paparazzi will be kept pretty low, and normally you want to keep Sven in front of everybody else. Wonder how that works when Samael gets a half-decent start and S4 gets his rotations as well. If they can get that early Blink Dagger delivery system for lifesteal, it could get Arteezy on the front lines and more effective faster than Paparazzi, who has to run at people.
Well, he has Stampede.
That's true. They'll have that pretty quickly thanks to Yang.
Oh, Earth Spirit rotation.
Yep, rolling Boulder in towards mid, kicking back Ori. Samael perfectly connects with the stun, and then the lightning does the rest of the work. Yes, they didn't realize the rebels were coming. The shields weren't up.
Nice, nice moment of opportunity used there by Crit. Very quick rotation.
And this is exactly what you wanted to see too, coming in from the ES. Early movement and early influence.
Yep.
Like not just a movement to just say hi.
He's sticking around. I feel like this second kill is not possible.
He's got enough mana with a stick.
Or he has...
But now Fade's going to rotate over as well.
I mean, now it's definitely not possible.
Yeah, yes.
Or he could just put up the mana shield when the Earth Spirit rolls in, and I think he would be fine. The stun from Earth Spirit roll level 1 is not long enough that you can connect the Leshrac stun on it reliably before the enemy hero can react by casting any spell. So,
DY is actually moving off the lane too. Oh, he's coming back to do the stacks as they battle for the 4-minute rune crit. He's not going to get anything here. In fact, now Fade shards up. Rolling Boulder going to be blocked up and has to kick him again. Fade, get away from him. The Shadow Word comes down, but there's 8 stick charges on crit. So he shouldn't die to this.
Oh, he's got boots on Tusk. He might actually run him down. I think he will. Oh, wait, why did he give up?
Because he's got the 8 stick charges in Rolling Boulder. I think he realized he wasn't going to get it.
Forcing that is still kind of nice, though. Not sure. There's nothing he has to go back for. There's no rune. Okay.
It's what it is. You have to accept this and move on.
I have accepted.
The lore of Dota. S4's having a really good time up on top. He's actually going for a Veil to begin with.
Yeah. Love this item on Sync. It's really, really good.
The amount of damage he actually gets to Yang is pretty damn high. And what does Yang do? Like, he wants to turn around for a retaliate. S4 just disengages.
Yeah. Still got to be a little bit cautious on sinking, because if there's any rotation from a single support, you kind of die to a stomp into...
I love the way S4 does that. He drags the creep wave down, so 1, he stacks, and 2, Yang has to take extra damage, and then he burrow strikes to take the bounty runes.
Yep.
Rolling Boulder in towards mid. Crit, that's well off target. Ori is not there anymore.
Oh, Fade was not ready there with the shards. He might have actually been able to trap him in the tower, but I don't think he was expecting that move at all. Paparazzi bottom. Oh, he's playing as Chain Lightning Heartbeat. That is so annoying. I can tell you from being on the receiving end of this, it's really annoying.
I've experienced this in my time.
Dude, I hate this creep. I hate it so much.
Hey, you were mentioning it earlier today as well, like one of those creeps that actually got a nerf, but that was because Puppy kept sniping couriers with it.
Wait, you could do that?
Snipe couriers with a harpy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember his classic one when he sniped it behind the tier 2 Radiant tower.
With the lightning?
I think it was, yeah.
Oh. Well, what do you know? Sure, it's fine.
I'm hoping I remember that correctly. I always question my memories. Well, Stampede. Burrow Strike from S4. Doesn't have Sandstorm available, and Yang knows it. That's why he's going for this attack. I think there's nothing else to come apart from Crit moving in. Goes for the kick, and Samael's rotated up. Turns on the Pulse Nova, and Yang, 1200 HP is not enough to survive, especially when Smell gets there so fast thanks to the haster, and he's even going to steal the creep wave. Sure, alright, take it. It's fine. S4 putting that Veil of Discord to work already. And even then, they're going again on bottom lane. Paparazzi to keep using this war cry of his. And Samael's not giving up on this top tower. 3 points up in Edict. They want to force the issue. As you said from EG, they need to get an early advantage, and they're going to claim it. The TP did come in, actually completed from Centaur.
This is a really, really good start from EG. This is exactly what they wanted. They won all 3 lanes. They took a tower, and this is how you play Chen. You know, you put pressure on the lane. You are successful there. Your other support can move and put pressure somewhere else, finds a kill, and then you transition into starting to push towers. And this top tower being taken out by the Leshrac with level 3 Edict is just the icing on the cake about this whole top rotation. Now they're going to go into mid, just playing super fast.
Nice D-Ward for Fade, but yeah, the Chen army is coming in. S4 looking for a Burrow Strike target, going to find it over on Ori, gets a double clamp. The snowball does come in, quickly out of it, however. So Fade and Ori can back up as DY gets the Fatal Bond connection across Evil Geniuses, who just back up. They're looking for their own farm. Yang's still looking for boots. He's just gone for a straight hood so he can survive in the lane. But no movement speed, no way to really be there. Paparazzi's getting in that farm as much as he can before he's even got level 6. Now Fade. Shards out. Fly, just a little bit short. He's got his Chen army there, but that won't help him. Stormbolt flies forward. He'll deny the rune, but he'll lose his life. Ori claiming it.
Still, that's a Sven rotating to be in that kill instead of farming lane, where Lifesteal is free farming. And I don't think Sven wants to come back bottom anymore. He's had enough of this lane. What's he got? Bracer Treads? Yeah, okay. So he's gonna half jungle and maybe play a little bit. No, maybe he's just gonna full jungle. And Medusa is going to push out mid and play the other side of the jungle. And then they'll put somebody bottom who probably isn't Centaur because he doesn't want to be there either.
Does Paparazzi have enough health for this? He took a lot of early hits because he couldn't get the right cleave off.
Yeah, he's okay.
Alright, well, I guess Fatal Bonds from DY will help. And Shadow Word. Still feels good for EG to keep this pressure up. Top 3 net worths belong to them. S4 is keeping that aggression in mid lane, so if Ori does want to hold back, they can get something back out of it. Looks like EG also blocked up that camp with the Observer Ward.
Yep. And I'm waiting to see what EG's next aggressive move is, because VG kind of, you know, they kind of said to EG with their approach to these 2 drafts that we don't think you guys are going to play aggressively, and then they pull out this Chen. And even despite that, VG still go greedy. So, want to see that aggression from EG, whether they can pull it off or not here with the Chen. The mid tower almost being down is a really big deal. They're going to fight for bounty runes first, and then I think they want the mid tower, and then maybe even the bottom tier 1. They could come to Arteezy's lane. A little Park Centaur here against the Lifestealer, as a matter of fact.
S4's going to try and take that top rune again with the help of VS, and they'll be able to do that. So it's going to be a 3 for 1 trade off in favor of EG. A lot of extra cash, and there's the tomes.
Warlock's level 3. Tusk is level 4. Chen is level 4. Earth Spirit is level 6. Oh, he just used the book, so he was 4.5 or almost 5 before. Yeah. Very nicely controlled game so far for EG.
Oh my god, I can't believe, like, Samel's farm rate is so good with that tier 1 tag going down. With the Yule Scepter already done, Warlock is less of a threat. Oh, and Arteezy's having his own little battle against Yang on bottom. DY can't help out, but if this fight's the perfect timing, no Golem available. And VG may feel a little bit more safer just because Arteezy is on the bottom, but now the snowball. Crit's waiting for it. Fade comes back out, the kick will happen, and the Dayfleet do not complete that TP in towards mid. Arteezy has arrived, pulled in by Chen. Which feels like you're running almost like a Nature's Prophet, the way you can split push but then still be there for the fight.
That's pretty convenient for Lifestealer. And back to bottom. Okay, so he bought Midas. Let's see what he queues up on quick buy, if he does anything yet.
Our last Lifestealer went Midas Armlet.
Yep.
It's just like Armlet or Radiance. That's the question mark.
Yeah, it's guaranteed going to be one of those 2.
He's like, Diffuse will play. Yang's starting to get a little stronger. Oh, this never-ending farming, but it feels like Paparazzi and Ori are fighting over what there is.
That was my concern with Svendusa, is they both want a jungle, and if you lose control of one side of the jungle, you're constricted to the other side, and there's not enough for both of you. So this is a tricky situation for VG Gaming.
Fade's probably dead. Rolling Boulder gets the perfect hit. Ooh! Snowball just in time, but it'll only delay it, maybe with the shards. And the okay. Hadouken available. You got him.
I wonder how VG are going to get out of this. It's a bit of a...
Samel's going for his own target. Paparazzi.
Okay.
He walked down for the regen rune, and Samel just yuled him up and, well, split earthed him. And EG then turned their attention towards bottom lane. And that's why VG Gaming, they know they need to defend this. Ari's there. Mystic Snake actually does a hell of a lot of damage towards Fly, but Arteezy doesn't care. He rolls in with the help of Crit. Arteezy stands his ground, the Stone Gaze will come off, and what happens with the Stampede forward? You do at least get the rock off, plus combining with the Fatal Bonds, a lot of damage into Arteezy. Chris trying to walk it off, that's why he kicks back. Yang, before the Hoofstomp's able to connect over on him, and another rolling boulder in from Crit. He's just always there, but they still haven't killed off the primary target they came for. Ori's moving up, and S4 thought he could get it. He can Burrow Strike away to save it. Samelgus and doubles on a Crit. He did again with a huge kick. S4's going to combine with the Evans and Paparazzi and Yang. They're both going to go down here. Yang's got no way to survive. A triple kill for Samel. Ori will retreat in VG. They really wanted to hold that tower, but they won't.
This guy has no chill, man.
No chill.
Thanks, Ed.
So Sven just died back to back, right? He got killed in the river, and then he got killed in this fight. His tempo is just out
It's
of
shattered.
this game.
He's got 3.7k right now net worth.
Yeah. It's concerning to say the least for Vici this game. Usually, at this point when you're behind 5k gold, the way you come back into the game, we're going to see the replay here. So nice roll into kickback, they use the stun, and then they reset away from the Deuce of Stone Gaze. And at this point, Vici Gaming feel like, okay, this is pretty good. We can kill this Lifestealer and go from there. But they've used everything, and this makes a free fight for Samael, it makes it a free fight for S4, and they just have way more damage and way more contribution to fights than the Lifestealer does right now. So easily taking
Samael's
that
going
trade.
again. He's found DY. Nice stun up. Ori's trying to help him out. Warlock can't do much, however. That'll be a death.
And usually when you're 5k behind, 14 minutes in, the way back in the game is maybe you make a smoke move to get a tower, maybe you find a team fight. If you have a very specific lineup, perhaps you can sneak a Roshan or whatever. But in this case, VG Gaming's options are really limited. They can try to take a fight, but it doesn't really feel like they're going to be favored into a Sanking with Blink Veilment at 14.
And until you have like a Centaur stomp where you can get the upper hand early on, like that's the only
So
way. But
far away
EG
from
just want to keep
Dagger.
fighting, and here we go again. Blink Burrow strike forward, the snowball, and it goes over, but it's Samael who's already TPing himself in. And that's going to be one very dead Ori, and then even to the back lines, S4 once more. Blink Dagger's coming off cooldown in 3, 2, 1. Does he want to go somewhere? He wants to find Yang. Moving the wrong way, and oh boy. Yang totally isolated from the rest of his team. The chain stuns from EG are absolutely perfect. And this is escalating quickly.
It's a beatdown, flat out. And largely, VG Gaming have themselves to blame for being in this position right now. This is one of those drafts where you're just trying to get too cute and too greedy, and EG have just abused it really, really hard. So, you've got to try to find a fight. EG are going to fight you all the time. They're not going to let you farm. So you need to try to find a fight on your. Did I just say find a fight? Find a fight. Find a fight. You have to find a fight on your terms, which means you predict EG's next move, you stand on a high ground with all your spells ready, and you land a good spell combo into the Fatal Bonds. You're not farming your way out of this, you're not getting towers, you have no pushing power, and you have two very greedy farming heroes, so...
Time for insane defense to turn on for VG Gaming. Play under vision, and don't get caught out. Yang, it's like he's trying to bait it forward just so, like, well, he's got 13 retaliators at the moment. Paparazzi waiting in the tree line, but the bait wasn't taken. Instead, the shards trying to block in Samael, able to do so, but he Yule Scepter. He dodges the snowball in, and have they got enough? The rock will drop. Fatal Bonds need to connect as well. Paparazzi in the backlines. S4 and RT trying to control him, but man, they actually have enough damage to get through Samael. DY is the one to claim it. And we're spilling out so much damage with the rock and Fatal Bonds.
Yep.
But EG still got the sustain. I don't know how hard VG Gaming want to keep baiting here.
That was a team fight on VG's terms. They were on their own high ground. Samael walked up and got shard blocked off, and they take a successful engagement. It doesn't sound like much to get a 1-for-1, but it's actually a 2k gold swing because they killed the biggest hero in the game, and all they lost for it was their Tusk.
But they're going to lose the tier 2 tower on top lane as well, I think.
That tower's doomed.
Yeah, because the kick will come in. Tuskar wants to try and help out. Ori just left stranded. Fade. He has to snowball. I don't know. The Stampede will get him away to safety. Crit rolling boulders in, and he finds Fade. He has to snowball right now. Buy some time, but he just turns around. The snowball was so short. The Fatal Bonds was also connecting them up. TP comes in once more. Samael
Okay,
back to the
that's
front
a bit too
lines,
cute.
and yeah, you're in a little deep there, man. Paparazzi will take crit streak. I don't know what he was doing there.
It would have been a huge kill to get the Medusa. I understand why he got tempted. He had a Magnetize running on the Medusa from earlier, and Medusa was out of mana and health, pretty much. Just 200 left, but yeah, there was help on the way. Tower also didn't fall, because they dove. Not yet, anyway. Leshrac got resummoned by Chen, I think. No, he TP'd. So
yeah, Lesh has been using the Chen creeps to just BT in.
Yeah.
It actually allows them, like, now he can BT in. Arteezy is the one that gets pulled in, so they can still become an entire 5-man lineup after Arteezy farms lane and Samael farms jungle or lane.
Arteezy's going for the Radiance, so only 1k to go. Relic has arrived. It's a little bit of a breath of life from VG Gaming this last fight, but there's so much more work to be done. Are they closing in on any key items? Actually, look at the win expectancy of what just happened.
Yeah.
How much that swung.
And it brings it back down to like 75, 74. The graph is just adjusting as we look at it.
12% change. Obviously, when you play these late game lineups with big team fight, and you clearly, we've talked about this, how if Medusa Sven gets late, you know, it's strong. But a lot of the times you fall into the trap of trying to play greedy and you just lose the map and you never get to late game. But obviously a win expectancy is going to change a lot when you're in the mid game, you're far behind, and you win a fight, because now you get back on track a little bit. It has huge impacts. If they find another team fight like the one they just did, they're almost back to probably like 60-40. And that's when it can get really interesting. So EG have still got to be a bit careful they don't overextend and get into awkward situations like the one Sumail just did.
And they got a big enabler. Like you saw what happened with the Warlock. If you can catch like EG were trying to save Sumail, walked into a tight choke point, and it's like it's the sweet spot for VG. You're all stunned, you're all fed up bonded up, and Sven with God Strength is able to cleave into multiple targets.
Yep, and soon there's going to be a Centaur Dagger too. That will make it even worse.
Yeah, but for now, EG wants to keep the aggression up. They will smoke a move through the south. Sven, Warlock, he's going to be the one there. Rock's available. Rolling Boulder is going to come in. Nicely dodged. The silence was still out, so DUI won't be able to get any abilities off of Willie. He gets the Feather Bonds and the Rock off with Ori getting the split shot damage. EG, the bitten off more than they can choose. Sumail will be able to BT in, but now he's stranded underneath VG Gaming. Ori will stand his ground too. RTZ still wants to get the kill with the help of S4. He's able to get the double out, but Yang, he's got 22 HP. He wants to walk this off. Sumail has to turn around to actually get back into this fight and help RTZ get the triple kill. It was probably the best fight that VG Gaming could ask for, but it looks like EG have just enough in the tank, and Fade, he doesn't know what to really do here. He's looking at this, but RTZ's already got himself an ultra kill. TP home, that's what you can do.
That was the Radiance reveal, right? He had the Radiance going into this fight, and then they infest, and they take the fight. Without Radiance, they lose this engagement, for sure. It did so much damage over the course of this. And you see RTZ putting out massive numbers. So did the Dusa, but just like you said, just not enough, right? There's that one item missing, and the item is missing because they're farming the same creeps. So they're a bit limited. That was still a really good execution from VG Gaming, and if they're not this far behind when this happens, that would have been a great move. But yeah, EG engaging here, kind of missing the engagement to begin with, and they lose crit immediately. But they have so much sustain. Chen heal and mech extends the fight long enough. They're constant. Look how long they're fighting in the Sandstorm. Yep. Centaur took half of his health from Edict and Sandstorm, and he has a hood, right? So. And
you're definitely feeling like the timidness from Paparazzi. Until he has that BKB, he won't feel strong enough to stand in the fight. He just keeps moving away. And with Rock down, God Strength down, EG just take Roshan down.
Yep.
And there is no Thief in the Night. No one can close that kind of distance, especially when Crit's waiting it out.
Give it to Sumail, I think.
It would make the most sense.
I don't think RTZ's gonna die in these fights right now, the way they play out.
Sumail's got so much more to give to, and yeah, he's moving the null out.
His second life is way more valuable too. He has a full mana and health pool, right, on Leshrac. It's a very good Aegis hero.
And he's the tower pusher.
Yep.
Like, more importantly, he needs to stand in front of the towers with the Edict, just burning them. Force initiation from VG Gaming.
Big item on crit, by the way. I think this is new, right? The Vessel. Did he have that in the last fight?
He had Urn, but I don't think it was a full Vessel until now.
Maybe the Arcane Boots came after the Vessel, that's why I'm not sure. But the Vessel is very, very good. So obviously the way Vessel works with the damage it does is most people just focus on the minus healing, right? You can't heal people at your Vessel, that's why you bite against Morphling, etc, etc. But this item deals percentage-based damage out of current health of the enemy. So if you're playing it against tanky heroes that have high base HP, the damage of Vessel is very high. So 4% of current health per second against someone like Sven is actually 100 damage per second. That's twice of a Radiance almost. So it's very strong in the beginning of kills.
Yang and Paparazzi showed themselves on bottom lane, so EG just move up towards the high ground. They don't care about losing a tier 1 tower on bottom lane if they can take a tier 3, but now the TPs begin, realizing that some TP support has happened. And there's only S4, and he can instantly be pulled back and deny the bottom tier 1 tower if he so desires.
Yeah, I think he should deny it. This tower doesn't serve that much of a purpose. He might not realize, though. Oh, he's getting pulled already. He didn't have time. They want to keep him ready for mid, and that they will.
And the last outer tier 2 tower to be removed. 23 minutes in, EG move over for it. Someone's like, hey guys, we need the creep wave.
And I love Sanking. I love this hero. I've played it a lot. I haven't played so much recently, but when you see it play out and when you think of the meta right now, it's actually not that surprising that the hero is this good. There's just so much to give in the game. And S4 has played an excellent game, by the way.
Yeah.
I think for me, he's the MVP of the game so far. His spellcasting and overall decision making.
It was the itemization. It was Sumail coming at the right time. The second the Veil was done, they put it to use against the Centaur. Yep. And now he's got Blink Yules and Veil.
And there was this team fight that happened around the Dire Secret shop where they tipped S4, his teammates. I think S4 made a pretty important call. I'm guessing that's what they tipped him for. He didn't do like any amazing spellcasting. He did his job. He hit good stuns, but I think he had a really good read on the situation, that they could still fight there. I think it was the fight where Arteezy died first, right?
Yeah.
And then they stuck around. Was that? Maybe it was that one.
I think it sounds right.
Yeah.
Yang has the blink dagger, so he's ready to fight. Ori still trying to build towards his BKB. The stupid thing was, it happened again. Ori and Paparazzi ended up in the same lane looking at the same creep wave, wondering like, oh, well, who can farm this? Because they're both trying to build the same item.
Yep.
But it's taking time, and they're going to smoke before it's ready. Before the BKB's there, you've got Kaya already over on the track.
They have no map. They have to go somewhere. The place they used to farm is taken over.
But they're just going to push through bottom lane anyway, so everyone's going to have to TP back home. Like, what are you going to do? You're gonna Mystic Snake down as much of this as you can. SRTZ bounces off a little bit.
Well, that snake hit Chen. That's a lot of mana gone. They're not committing.
Yeah, he can't Hand of God as well as Mech right now.
So this would have been a lot better for Vici if Sven was staying top, but he doesn't have TP. Because he could have stayed in that jungle. Now he's flying one out, but he could have farmed 2 or 3 camps and almost had BKB.
Here they go again. Battlebond's going to connect up Sumail. He's not going to Yules it off, however.
No, he's bound to nothing.
Yeah.
Lifesteal raged it off. Sumail's going to TP top of the bounty runes. He's actually too late. No.
Yeah, Yang was looking for it.
Oh, now he's chasing him. He wants to find Fade, but...
Smart play by Fade. Just move the opposite direction. And then straight TP out. VG aren't doing a very good job of delaying this, but they're still moving behind in net worth. Like, it's 14k advantage moving to 15k for the net worth, 10,000 for the experience, and it's still a steady incline.
Yeah. I've seen VG win games like this with Medusa. I don't know if I've seen it with Medusa Sven.
Oh, there's your blink. Stun right on top of Ori. He's still got the shields up, as well as Mana Style available, and there's a Glimmer Cape also becoming available from Warlock. So DY just assisting his core.
BKBs are about on the way. Medusa has hers, Sven 400 to go. And they might actually just try a team fight.
Look, Yang.
He's
He's standing on the front lines. S4 can line up for the double Burrow Strike. You will be able to get a good Mystic Snake off with a follow-up stun. S4, they just wanted him a little bit closer. He's still got the defensive Yule set, but Fate will have to buy back. The tier 3 tower has already been taken. That's what Arteezy was focusing on. The BKB is now up for Sven, but EG, this isn't a pullback. Sumail is just taking care of the top lane. He can already be dragged back by Fly. Then it's a pullback.
Yep.
And he hits level 20 with the experience. So welcome to the plus 50 Pulse Nova damage, but also welcome to the Aegis Immortal timing out.
And he has the level 3 Pulse Nova as well, which you can only really sustain at this point because you have the Kaya. This spell is extremely expensive to use in terms of mana, and you're playing against Mystic Snake as well. But with that Kaya, you're actually able to pull it off. And you see again, VG Gaming, same logic, right? We've lost this area, we've got to find another one. So they walk up here and start farming. Does Sven have BKB now?
The Sentry Ward got killed off, so they know where DY is. They put down their own Dire Observer session. He doesn't want to kill that Sentry. They're smoked up. The movement in. Yule Scepter over on the Deucer. The follow-up, the stun. Oh, it couldn't be dodged with the Manta Style. But the shields, they tank as much as they can. The rock is good. DY slows them up. And now Ori, he can do a lot of work if he can just keep attacking. They flip him up. Lifestealer does go down. Sumail taking through as much as he can, but now he's the last sole survivor of EG in the middle of this fight. Yang's looking for more. As the Chen, he blinks forward, gets it done over on Fly. And Yang will pick himself up a double kill, and EG lose 3 heroes who do not have buyback available. VG Gaming can now potentially regain control of their side of the map.
Uh-oh.
Oh, indeed.
Yep. EG has been playing so well the whole game, and this one time they get greedy and make a two-player move instead of 5, and they get punished immediately. Now they might get a return kill bottom though. DY, ambitious TP. Got caught by the Sand King and Earth Spirit, and of course this is where EG know what they can do because this is where they have their vision. This is the area that they have control of. So when fights happen down here, they have way more to work with. But this move up here, just a flat-out mistake. They got overconfident with their 2 heroes, thought they could kill the Dusa, and just didn't work out. You need more people there. Vici Gaming are very good at playing as a team, and you give them opportunities like this later in the game and they can make a comeback. This is the second time that Vici has successfully done something in the last 15 minutes.
Yep.
And you give them one more, it's...
You see the swing in the graph. It comes down from 18,000.
It's very clear in the graph when it happened too, right?
Yeah.
It's like Vici won something. Vici won something again. And it's not massive victories. It's just... You know, decently sized victories when you have this kind of lineup are just worth so much more. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit worried for EG, because what will end up happening in this game is if they don't close it out at a relatively soon, it doesn't have to be within the next 5 minutes, but if it goes very late against this Warlock Sven Medusa, I think they can't break high ground anymore almost.
Yeah,
even with Aegis, it will feel hard.
And it feels like VG Gaming, like you see the way they itemize. Like, what do you get from Paparazzi? He's already got the Blink Dagger up, and that's his next item after having, like, the defensive BKB and the Echo Saber. Then he'll go into Daedalus, but it's about hitting the right position. When there's the opportunity, he has to hit the right spot. Get as many heroes cleaved down, and you're seeing Sumail as well as Arteezy unable to stand up to the damage.
Yep.
Obviously, he's still battling through the evasion, but doesn't need the MKB.
He'll need it against Lifestealer eventually, if he wants to kill the Lifestealer. But he might go and try to kill other heroes, because Lifestealer is not that big of a problem when they have Stone Gaze. So focusing the Leshrac might have more value in a lot of situations. And speaking of itemization, notice how Vici Gaming are just building everything they can to make these 2 big cores as monstrous as possible.
Yep.
They have Solar Crest first item on Tusk, they have the Glimmer Cape on Warlock to protect them, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a Vlad's... Oh, that's actually exactly what Centaur is buying. I didn't even check that. He has the 4-staff, and now he's going to buy Vlad's for them. So time to aura up, make your hero strong, and play around these 2 cores, killing everything.
VG don't find the target they're looking for.
I love this Vlad's choice. I think it's the perfect item. There's nothing better he can buy in this game.
The Dire Scan Roshan, it pinged for half a second. Now Roshan could spawn up for them quickly, but he won't. He's going to be almost the maximum duration spawn time.
Gaben is helping.
Just helping to give us a nice long drawn out game. More fantasy points for everybody.
Yeah, that's a lot of fantasy in this series.
There really is. 19.7 even on the losing team for a support.
Why does he have so much more than the Chen?
Because he's always Fatal Bond and Goleming. He's got a lot of stuns to his name, and he's planting wards down.
Well,
Chen's been a little bit more greedy with his buy up, and I think most of the wards have been planted by crit.
I see.
I believe. If
Okay.
I didn't see the exact math.
I believe you. This one time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. But look at 8.0 on Paparazzi. For all the work he seems to be doing, he's still 136 on this Ven. Everything is just turning into CS points. That's all it is. So he's just trying to build up to the next major item. He needs to get some level of effect, but it's the same for Ori. Like, Ori doesn't have a lot of kills to his name. Only 3 kills there. Arteezy is able to rage off in the mid and walk away from just fast enough from the shards of Fade. Not getting caught out.
It's almost like you can feel the player's mentality has changed, right? EG's approach to the game has just flipped almost 180, and it's for 2 reasons. First of all, like, okay, let's not get hot-headed, guys. Let's not go too deep. We don't have to overextend. And it also is because they lost half of the map. So they can't really just play that aggressively anymore. This mistake was actually much bigger than it looked.
It actually feels like they need the time to discuss, like, okay, what's the next approach?
Yep.
Like, what's our next items? What's our next timing? Because obviously the first phase has failed.
I wouldn't say it's failed. I mean, they're still 14k up. They've done a really good job.
Now they come. S4 Burrow strikes in. Look at DY's position. He's ready for the rock drop. He just needs the right timing for it. Ori's tanking through a lot of it. Now the rock drop does come down with the Fatal Bonds connected, but Fade's already dead. He'll have to buy back the damage in. They're getting it off, but here comes Paparazzi in for the stun. He wants to focus down Arteezy, and with the upheaval, it's making it difficult for EG to continue to move, especially as Ori has backed up some mail. He will end up falling. Chris trying to do something about it in the backlines. Turns on the Magnetize, gets a follow-up kick, but how much has he really got left to give? You got the flip tossed out, and now crit, focused down by Paparazzi. All the damage he needs through the God Strength, he gets it. And with a 4-star, Ori continues to be kiting them out. S4 will Burrow Strike in. He doesn't really be that effective. In fact, it's the stun the opposite way around. Arteezy slow on life. He'll try and hit you right inside of S4 to get the hell out of here. Burrow Strike in 1 second, but the mana, it got taken away by the Mystic Snake. They have to pop out. They have to fight. At least he'll be able to get 1 die back over on the Tuskar, or maybe he can get more. A double kill for Arteezy. A triple kill for Arteezy. He's just turned this crap up. Ultra kill, giving the Rampage to bash. It hits Arteezy. Rampage is solo. BG Gaming. Do you want it? Do you want it?
Oh my god. That's actually unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable. What?
I don't know what I just saw. And now they go for Roshan. Fly's like, hey, Artur, you got another job right now, don't you? Can you get over here and kill the big man? There's a cheese, there's an Aegis to claim. Evil geniuses. Man, I thought VG were having this, but in the greatest words, let's see that again.
They were, look at this, they are literally 2 seconds away from cleaning house. If Tusk has ulti, Arteezy's dead right here. Instead, one to the next hero. Medusa, he's just life draining back too much and has way too much armor. And then the Basher as well for this. So he even gets the full-on rampage. Even without the Warlock kill, I don't think he would have minded too much, but what an icing on the cake for that play. That was absolutely amazing.
Oh.
Something, I don't know if you noticed that in that fight, by the way, the beginning of it, before it looked amazing for VG. The Sven started hitting Lifestealer. He attacked him 3 times. He was like, this is useless.
He
and
missed
then he started hitting
time.
Leshrac. He absolutely cannot deal with Lifestealer. And now he absolutely can't deal with him because now Lifestealer has another item. He just got a full Abyssal after this fight.
I think actually before that fight as well, Arteezy was really considering going for the BKB. It was in his quick buy and he switched to the Basher just before the fight actually began.
What was he considering before?
BKB, I believe he had on him. But yeah.
I think the Basher turned out to be a good choice.
Yeah, it really did. Crit was actually looking at the same thing, but now he's looking at Lotus Orb. And we were talking like how EG just changed the tempo because they had to rethink their items. Now they've rethought it again. It's like, okay, well, maybe we are back in control of this game, but they still have to try and push high ground against VG Gaming. And that's still a very scary prospect.
But if you look at the graph, we're starting to look, we're almost getting down to 50%, but now
here comes Arteezy.
He's way back into position for this.
Mystic Snake, you'll rage it off, but it won't stop the creep wave from dying. He just stands his ground, beats into the melee racks. The shards will lock Arteezy in, but he's got that extra 2 seconds of the rage duration. Yang Hoi!
Oh, they killed a Centaur creep.
Yeah, they did.
And Paparazzi's farming. They're actually defending with 4 heroes right now, so every minute that this goes on that they don't commit.
Here comes Arteezy again.
Oh, they glyphed the...
They glyphed. Like, he's got so much rage duration, he can just keep doing this, but they needed to do it to kill off the catapult wave as well.
They glyphed the backdoor protection. They glyphed 2 seconds early.
Oh.
But...
Okay, that's not so great.
But yeah, you're right. They survived the siege creep wave, which is the big thing.
Up S4, Blink Burrow strikes in, wait for the counter rock out, and well, they are moving back, and yeah, push Ori so far deep. Fade's nearby, he's trying to stick with him to see if he needs to snowball, but Ori is already BKB, so he wasn't snowballable, and maybe with the rage down, Arteezy, remember he's got the Aegis Immortal up, Yang, I don't know, he's raising the hoofs at the moment, but Arteezy, he just stands and delivers. Special delivery. Arteezy will take the melee racks, and VG have nothing more to give.
They can't kill him. When he's in rage, he's invincible. They just don't have damage.
It's back off cooldown in 5 seconds time, but they have to do something or else EG will continue to take racks after racks. The 4-star Yang, he's got no mana left. He actually has to go back to base to regen the mana. Arteezy with a backup from Evil Genius sitting back. Look where Paparazzi is. He's at the back lines. The rolling boulder will come in. There's a lot of damage. The rock will drop, and Paparazzi, the cleave damage. 3 heroes together. Fly will finally get the heal off, and the Abyssal Blaze done. Arteezy gets a little bit more. Remember, he's got the Aegis Immortal. They don't want to fight him off. They get the 2 support kills instead. A 4-star gets bait a little bit further out in the upheaval from DY. EG, the need to run it down. Arteezy knows it. They flick him up, and maybe onto the tier 4 towers. They got some way to defend this, but without Ori, I don't know if it's going to be possible. Sentry was down, CS4 at least, but also see your racks go down.
Yeah, they're just going to keep going. If they can't force this...
GG.
Yep.
They call it. EG will 2-0 VG Gaming. And VG, and today got a hell of a lot rougher for them, but these games, EG pushed them to the limit in both of them in the series.
I still can't believe that fight. That was actually incredible.
The turnaround Arteezy.